guess I better kick this off and get through this together. My name is Kimbrough Henley, and I work at Deloitte & Touche. It's an accounting firm, and I'm an IT administrator and end-user tech support. And I've been in the IT industry for 18 years professionally. I've been using Nagios since it was called NetSaint, and that was around 2000, I think, when I first started using it. I've been at Deloitte for 15 years, and I'm the only IT person in my office, which we have about 100 people in the office. And there are a lot of offices that are in my situation where they have one IT person. I am a Unicenter service desk user. I don't have administrative access to it. That is our help desk ticket system. And this is going to be discussing ways to monitor the service desk application for tickets. A brief disclaimer that the views expressed here are solely those of mine and do not necessarily represent the opinions of Nagios or any other parties. However, a little bit of background about Unicenter Service Desk. As I mentioned, it's a help desk ticket incident management system. It's sold by Computer Associates. It's one component of a whole suite of applications that Unicenter or Computer Associates sells. The other products include knowledge base management and change management, asset tracking, etc. But we're going to be discussing the help desk ticket system called Service Desk. It turns out Service Desk is used by quite a few companies, more than I realized when I first started using it myself. But as I looked around and talked to friends in the business, they said, oh yeah, we use it too over here at FedEx or at International Paper or something like that, other companies. It's a robust product, but it has some shortcomings when it comes to notifications. The biggest one that got me involved in trying to solve the problem of monitoring my queue was that when the call center puts a ticket in my queue, they would create the ticket and assign it to my office in the same step. So during the creation process, while they're typing in what the problem is, etc., they can put who it's assigned to, and they would assign it to my office and save the ticket. That is not a transfer, and you don't get notified when somebody operates this way. Now, the call center, they claim they're too busy to do the save and then transfer so that notifications are sent. So in certain situations, you won't get notified, and that happened to me a couple of times, and that's what got me started on this project. As you see, there's some other issues. It's just limited notifications all around. There's no re-notification or escalation options. There's no notifications for tickets that are about to expire per your service level agreement. Just limited time periods. And to me, this has made me, being able to have Nagios monitor my queue for me has made me, obviously more effective, productive, responsive, and compliant with the firm's policies. And as I mentioned, there's limitless ways to be notified with Nagios. I at one time even hooked up a festival speech synthesis. I don't know if anybody's heard of that, but it'll speak out the alert. A ticket has been detected in my server room or in my workroom. But you can do all kinds of things. Customize the checks exactly for what you need, for what your policies may need. Sometimes in a lot of organizations there's queues that people just don't hover over all day and check, and this is a good solution for that environment, just those less frequently used queues. Very important line item there is that no budget was necessary to develop the solution. I didn't have to go seek out money to purchase anything, and it makes a good service for the customer. And it helps me out when it helps me out when I'm out of the office or on the go. So, at a high level, I think we're all aware, but we'll state it one more time. Nagios is simply in its core is a task scheduling application that schedules execution of the plugins that return a result, which is then evaluated, and other tasks are scheduled based on the result. The plugin system here for Service Desk is simply fetching the page, parses the output, and returns a result back to Nagios, the error level in the plugin. I am using, to develop this, a rather old HP DL380. This is an old quad pinion board with actually 4 physical processors in it and 4 gigs of RAM. And it also runs mid-TV on the back end. That's another talk. What this has enabled me to do is check for and count tickets with a specific status, check for tickets that are about to expire, and check the volume of tickets. And you can just customize it to your exact needs. Like if you want to know when a certain user gets, like the CIO has a help desk ticket, you can get notified that somebody that he has sent in a ticket. But what we're doing is by mimicking the queries that you would send when your browser, when you click on a inbox link, we are simply getting the URL and parsing the output. Pretty much whatever you can search for in Service Desk, you could customize the plugin to search for you automatically. So there's 4 players in this system. We've got, of course, the Nagios application, the Service Desk application, my plugins, and then the URL and session ID. And we'll get into those, that last item throughout the talk pretty much. There are several ways, and I'm learning more just in the last couple hours. I've learned more of different ways that this could be accomplished. But this is what I'm doing today. You have a couple of ways to talk to Service Desk, and you can screen scrape the HTML PDA page. I call it the PDA page because they have 2 different versions of the website. When you go to the website, it detects what kind of client you have, and it will show you either a very simple PDA-based web page or a more advanced, full-featured browser-based Java HTML page. And then recently I've been enlightened with the options of being able to use using web services. And we'll discuss that a little more at the end of the presentation, with web services using SOAP and WSDL. This is a little screenshot of my active system, and we have a policy at Deloitte. The hard drives from computers that are upgraded or that go back from being from hard drives from leased laptops, or an employee that quits, since this is an accounting firm, sensitive data, there's a hard and fast policy about when hard drives have to be erased and how long we keep them. And so that on the left is a group of checks that I've put together that counts back 6 days for the policy, and will notify you when I have a ticket that's a hard drive that's due to be wiped. The way it works is by looking at how old the ticket is. Okay. So and this other on the right side, that's just a typical group inbox check. It will look in the inbox and count the tickets and get you the details. And I have some trends. Those are more of the national queues. On the occasions when I would send a ticket to some national group that has to handle that particular issue, I can look at my trending graphs and say, oh, well, look, looks like somebody's on vacation in that group, because the graph will indicate the last 2 days it hasn't gone down or something like that. Here's a little detailed screenshot. Your plugin output is over on the right side, and it's simply states how many open tickets you have. And here we're monitoring, what was that, about 15 different queues or so. And this is the output from the